Hi, my name is Elaine Harding, and I'm one of the city producers for the Austin 48-Hour Film Project, part of the 2020 hashtag Texas 48 Strong collaboration with Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. Today, we'll be talking with Marissa Steinheimer and Josh Dubach from Team Steinbock Duheimer. I love that name. They're one of the teams registered here in Austin. This is their first year competing in the 48-Hour Film Project. Now, let's meet Marissa and Josh.
Hello.
Hi!
Hello.
Hello.
How are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm trying to work through with my backup laptop while my original one is probably dead and needs to be replaced. So, not the best time for that to happen, but not the worst either. So let's start. Why don't y'all introduce yourselves and tell us about your team and that sort of thing.
Sure. I'm Marissa. Kind of started this email chain with you, but
Yes.
for it, I heard about it from someone in my acting class actually who did it last year.
Very cool.
A lot of fun. So I guess we signed up back when it was just Austin, and then it rolled over, and now it's a bunch of people.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it interesting during the pandemic since we're so limited on what we can do. So we're trying to, experiment with new things, and we figured putting the whole state together would give people something to look forward to. So thank you so much for being a part of it, though.
Yeah.
So, do you want to give a shout out to who it was? Do you remember who it was that got you set up?
It's Mark. I can't remember his last name off the top of my head. He's actually not in my class anymore, but
Okay. Well, thank you, Mark. So let's see. I'm going over some of your questions. Excuse me. Pardon me. So this is your first year doing this. But you said you've worked on other 48-hour style film festivals before. Where and which ones, and what did you like best about those?
Sure. I feel like I should let him introduce himself really quick.
I'm Josh Dubach. We participated in the two of the Austin Art House film festivals, 48-hour film festivals. We did that twice, and we're gonna do it again this weekend.
Another one.
We're doing a third one.
Nice.
And then it's not a 48-hour film festival, but we participated in the Fast Forward Film Festival out of Rochester, New York.
Very cool. So you said you met working in a Starbucks in New York. How long have y'all been in Texas?
2 years now?
The start of the third year, I think. Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I lived in Houston for a little while, and she's from Garland, so.
So this is kind of home.
Yeah, the heat isn't as big of a shock as it is to people who are completely fresh to Texas. But.
This is true. I don't know about y'all, but I've lived all over Texas, north, south, central, Houston. I love Houston, but that's where I was living before I came to Austin. And my first summer here, the radio was saying how hot it was at 97 degrees. And I was like, this is 97?
Yeah.
I can deal with 97 in Austin. It's 80 in Houston makes you want to die, but 97 in Austin, I wasn't even breaking a sweat.
It's like wet and muggy in Houston too. It's like,
Very.
Yeah, just bashing on Houston. That's all.
So let's see. You said your equipment was Blackmagic Pocket Camera, a Pocket Cinema Camera 6D. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. Well, before we were using a Canon DSLR, but we wanted to switch to something a little bit more cinematic. So we got the Blackmagic. It's shoots in 6K. It shoots in RAW, which kind of makes it a little trouble with our memory card situation because we're filling up memory cards quite quick. And its battery life it goes pretty quick because it's takes a lot of energy to use. But so far we really liked it. We've got a pretty good lens for it too, which is sometimes more important than having a good camera body. But
True.
we're now that we have that, we're hoping to really utilize it during this upcoming 48-hour film festival.
Very cool. So let's see. You said your storytelling method was Dan Harmon's Story Circle. I'll admit, that's a new term for me. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, you're the one who showed me it, but yeah, it's, I don't know, I'll let you
All right. Dan Harmon is a TV writer and producer and director, maybe just writer. But he created Rick and Morty and Community.
Oh, okay.
But he has a certain storytelling method that is kind of similar to like the Joseph Campbell's hero's journey of like,
okay.
But it's just more of like dumbed down into like one sentence of like, you have a character and they need something, so they go out, they pay for it, and then they have it, and they go back with their normal lives, but with it.
Okay, I have heard of that.
So yeah, it's just a lot about establishing like who your character is and what their wants and needs are, and then giving them the path to get that and creating drama along the way.
Very cool. Yeah, this guy sounds terrible. I was gonna say that sounds like a very simple way to do it, but it's not simple as in like you said, dumbed down. It's just, that seems like a really great place to start, you know?
Right. It's just the framework, or just
right.
Like don't put too much thought into it. Just like
get a good outline.
Yeah.
Go with
it. Yeah. That's a good idea.
And a lot of that really helps out with like the 48-hour film festival stuff, because it's like,
yes,
you don't have a lot of time to figure it out. So it's just like, you know, you get the prompts and you're just like, okay, this is what it is, and this is just a bare bones structure, and then let's just move from there.
Exactly. That's really smart. So I asked you to name your top 3 tips for making compelling short film, and I really liked what you said. You said, number 1, brainstorm quickly. Make sure to keep the idea doable within the time frame. That is excellent advice. Number 2, understand that you might not have a realistic expectation right away. As you work through the project and problem solve, the end product may be completely different from your original plan, and that's okay. I love that. Because you never know in these type of competitions, you never know what other challenge is going to pop up. I hear so many stories of people who say, yeah, we had an actress on Friday night, she didn't show up on Saturday, so we had to completely recast everything. And the odd thing is that challenge, overcoming that challenge sometimes means the difference between an average film and a really great film. One of our the first winner of our horror project, that happened to them, and they had to recast the wife role with a man, and so they wound up having a gay couple, and that really spoke to the audience and to the judges. They loved that.
There you go.
So and number 3, relax and have fun. Let your artistry be free and follow your passion. If you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. Amen. I love that. Very good advice. Let's see. I asked about your location. You say you're going to be working basically at home, which is wise these days. That's very smart. It sounds like y'all have been kind of getting a lot of experience with that lately. Yeah,
quite recently we started, you know, delving into our own kind of like short horror films, just because it's just the perfect way of like, well, I'm alone at home. How do I make a movie out of this? And it's like, well, right. There's an invisible creature, or like there's a monster with you, and that's just like kind of our maybe thing. Yeah, it's just like we're able to do that with just the 2 of us, and we're able to do that in our own home, so we don't have to like go out into the coronavirus world, and we've just kind of fallen into this neat little track.
Exactly. That's kudos for doing that and for getting comfortable with it, because heaven knows how long this is going to last, right?
Yeah, sure.
So let's see. Josh, you said you do most of the music for your films?
Yeah, we try to at least. We try to do as much as we can, even like with the sound effects and stuff. Like one of the earlier ones is like we had we needed like a whooshes, but instead of buying like a pack of whooshes, we brought like a license plate into the bathroom and like whipped it around.
That's brilliant. I love that.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like our way of like at the end of the day, we want as much of the project to be ours or like our even like legally, like it's like we're allowed to use everything that's in it because it's ours. But the same kind of rolls into the music. I do a lot of I just have like GarageBand on the computer. You can import videos right into it, and then I would find sounds that I like, and then just hit play and watch the video, and then be like, okay, and a little bit of strings, all right, and a little bit of this noise. Just kind of live recorded like that.
Very cool. Yeah, I know from my own experience trying to find, whether it's pictures or like I said, sound effects or what have you, sometimes you can spend more time Googling just the right thing than you would, trying to create it yourself.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Yeah, and it's just now we have a fun story of that time we were in a bathroom waving a license plate around. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. We had one film once that had like this alien light form that kept, it was like it was a little pet and it wanted attention from the main character. And I think it wound up getting into her ear and like going through her brain. And the way that they had created those special effects was they used like a paper or a plastic bag, a plastic grocery bag or something, if I remember correctly, and just one of those little light up ball things. And it looked digital. The whole thing looked digital, and none of it was digital. It was all just created right there in their living room. I was really impressed. So you said you probably would not be using animation or digital effects.
Yeah,
with a time constraint, we know our limits, I think.
Yeah.
So, and you've already got your cast and crew, and you've got your costumes and everything. Is there anything you're looking for?
I think it's going to be a lot of game time decisions of because it starts. Is it a Friday weekend?
Yeah, it starts on a Friday.
So it'd be it'd probably be like once we hear all the prompts and or like know what we have to do, it'll just be like, okay, and now that we have an idea, what are these requirements? Like if we do need friends to help out, or if we need costumes, that's all going to be like
last minute.
Yeah, improv together.
Yeah. And y'all are here in Austin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you discovered Lucy in Disguise yet?
No.
Okay, if you get a chance, I know things are kind of weird right now because I think they can only do curbside at the moment, but check out Lucy in Disguise with Diamonds. It's a huge costume shop, permanent costume shop down on SoCo, and they've been around forever. And if they close down during COVID, it will be an absolute tragedy. So check out their website, see if there's anything that y'all can think of that you might want to have on hand. They've got it all. They've got costumes, shoes, wigs, makeup, jewelry. Oh my gosh.
That's really good to know about.
Super good to know.
Yeah. I used to go to Sam Moon for any of my my screening or award show jewelry if I wanted something new, and then they closed down. So now I almost exclusively go to Lucy's because they've got this huge jewelry counter, and it's just got it's got everything from the really ridiculous to something that looks like Queen Elizabeth would wear. And it's all very affordable. So, because it's costume jewelry, but it doesn't all look like costume jewelry. It's a very dangerous place to go if you have money. But yeah, definitely check that out. And so how, this is going to be a strange question, but how are you planning to feed your cast and crew?
Well,
if it's just us, it's probably going to be like pizza takeout or some sort of whatever we have in the fridge.
It's probably pizza takeout.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess pizza is probably the good answer.
Go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually
Generally, pizza or tacos are usually a pretty solid choice.
Yeah.
And do you think you'll be doing any recording over the internet, Zoom or Facebook or anything like that with the other cast or crew members?
I might not need to if we're able to get people, but some of them are like our close friends that we've seen during this time, so we're okay with being like having them in our home. But I don't know, it'll all depend on what we need in the time.
It'll be
we gotta stay open to
it'll be story driven if it is used.
Right.
It's like, we want them to, like, I don't know, call a friend over FaceTime or something like that.
What genres are you hoping to get?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I've always wanted to do a Western.
Ooh.
It'd be really tough in my own home.
I think sci-fi or
horror. Yeah, sci-fi horror would be good.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, sci-fi is always my favorite to watch anyway. I'm trying to see what our genres are for this year. In the past, we've often had a combined, well, it's more like an either or sci-fi, Western or musical. And it's considered one genre, but you get to choose one or the other. And that has always been the feared category. It's like if somebody got musical or Western, they knew they were going to have to really step it up and think outside the box. So there were often a lot of groaners with that. There were a few teams that would occasionally pick it and go, "Oh my gosh, yes, I've been hoping for this." So, but Western, it looks like, is a genre all to itself this year. So it's not musical or Western; it's just Western. So, and I don't know if you're aware, but the way it works is you'll get two genres, and you get to choose one or the other, or you can combine them.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So looks like you got a chance to make your dream come true.
Yeah, I think it's more of like, what genres do I not want us to get? It's like, I'll take anything,
okay, so what genres don't you want?
I don't think I want to do comedy. I think that's too much pressure on 48 hours.
Hard to write. Yeah.
Comedy is hard. It's hard to write when you don't have a time limit.
Especially, it's like, with all of your ideas, you're going to have, like, even if we're writing like a horror one, we're going to start making it and we're going to be like, this is kind of dumb, but let's just keep making it. So with comedy, its whole point is to be funny. So if it's like you're doing like, this is dumb, and now the whole project is ruined.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, I don't even think this is funny anymore.
Yeah, with horror, it's like, okay, we kind of messed up on that one. What do we do? Add more blood. All right.
You could always make something scarier. It's harder to make something funnier in editing.
That isn't funny.
Okay, so what are your favorite films?
Okay, you want to go?
Yeah, it's Juno is always one of my go-to. I love Juno.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. 500 Days of Summer. That's always good. Call Me by Your Name. That's a more recent one that I found myself going back to. It's like always Lord of the Rings, just like all of them.
Oh yes.
One for me.
Yeah, my mother has I share a house with my mother, so technically I have the extended version of all three of the Lord of the Rings trilogies, and we can literally waste the better part of an entire day just watching one after the other and call it good.
Yeah, that's a day well spent.
Yeah.
Exactly. You feel like you can take on anything after watching those movies. I love them. So, Josh, what about you? What are some of your favorite films?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World was
a good one.
Really good one for me. Birdman with Michael Keaton, Whiplash, I really enjoyed. Really stuck with me. Most recently, it was the newest Amazing Spider-Man, the animated Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, it was animated, and they just knocked it. They just knocked it out of the park. It was just really good.
Did Tom Holland do the voice for that one as well, or did they get somebody else?
It was actually it wasn't connected to the Marvel cinematic.
Gotcha.
It was kind of on its own with different actors. Yeah.
It's good.
Very
though.
cool.
I recommend it.
Very good.
So what got y'all into filmmaking?
Well, I guess I started. I always enjoyed films, watching them, I guess. And then I went to grad school for environmental science, and we were together then, and we saw a film festival for environmental causes. And so with like my brain and his already doing film
And his the other stuff.
I like how I came into it, but he was already way ahead. Way behind.
It was just way behind. Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit of a loaded question because it's like you'd have to probably go back to my childhood to like find out why I went into filmmaking. But I went to school. I was my path was physics teacher, which at the time didn't make any sense to anybody, not even myself. I was like, I don't like kids. I don't like teaching. I don't know why I'm doing this. But I took a communications class as an elective because I've always I enjoyed films. I'm a big passionate moviegoer. So I was like, I just want to take it just cause, and like I just like crushed it compared to calculus and physics and stuff like that. So just like right then and there, I made a major, not major change, but like a major degree change. And then I switched to communications and new media, and then just started doing that because I was like, it's just what I enjoy doing, and I'm good at it. So
very cool. Now, so is that what y'all do for a living nowadays?
That's what I do. I work for the Better Business Bureau.
Oh, cool. I'm
their video production B guy, and I've also done like freelance work here in Austin.
I'm an analyst for Whole Foods, so I don't do it for a living, but it's a good hobby that we enjoy doing.
Yeah.
At least. Well, it's not.
Yeah. And no judgment. I decided I wanted to be in films when I was 12 years old and watched Return of the Jedi 9 times in the theater. So it's totally dating me and aging me. But yeah, that's when I fell in love with filmmaking. And then I went to secretarial school so that I could make a living, and work my way through school. And let's see, I am now 3 credits away from getting my associate's degree in RTF. That many years. So I'm still working on it. And along the way, I've been a secretary. I've worked in law offices. I've driven for Lyft and Uber. I've done event planning, which is kind of how I wound up in this position. Sometimes it takes a long broken road to chase your dreams and do what you love. And if you can find something to make a living that doesn't make you crazy along the way, then that's a win. Yeah,
that's pretty much our strategy right now.
Yeah.
Is, pay the bills one way and then make films
another way.
Exactly. Well, I want to thank you guys for meeting with me today and for talking to me, and thank you for coming to Texas and helping strengthen our film industry. We need great talent here in Texas, and it sounds like you guys are definitely a boon to the industry. So thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
sure thing. And you may know we're having a meet and greet on Sunday at 2 over Zoom. Not sure what we're going to do yet. I'm looking into some online games, see if we can make that happen. But just, something fun to do that's COVID safe.
Yeah.
So,
a little happy hour.
Pardon?
A little happy hour.
Yeah. Kind of, drink them if you got them. So anyway, we would love to have you there. And if not, we will see you again.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. And I want to thank you for watching. If you're interested in learning more about the 48-Hour Film Project, follow the links in the description to find out how you can register your own team, join a team, or attend one of our virtual events or screenings. Feel free to comment below with any questions you'd like us to forward to Marissa and Josh, or questions you want us to ask team leads in the future interviews. You'll stay safe out there, keep creating, and on October 2nd, we hope you'll come play with us.